What's going on, everyone? It's Tay, aka Slay, and I'm bringing you something a little different today. Today, because I just got home from work and I am starving, I'm giving you a mukbang. I'm eating half of an Amy's organic mushroom and olive pizza, some green beans. We are trying to eat more vegetables in 2019. I've got my Diet Coke and rum. It's been a long day at the office. Your girl needs an adult beverage. And I'm also going to be giving you my MANventory. Let me give you a little bit of a background. I was on Twitter yesterday. I realized that I had hit 150 subscribers here on YouTube. I think the last time I checked, I was at 155. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for rocking with your girl. And I had said that when I hit 150 subscribers, I was going to do a Q&A. So I sent out a tweet saying, hey, send me your questions. And a lot of the questions I was getting had to do with, what do you want in a partner? What are your top 3 must-haves in a partner? So I said, hey, do you just want me to read my MANventory list? Now this list is pretty long. I don't know if you can see it. But I was like, this list is so long, it could be its own video. So that's what I've decided to do. Now, originally this video was going to go up this weekend and the Q&A was going to be filmed and uploaded tonight. Well, something happened on Twitter this morning that made me feel that the universe really wants me to put this out there. So here we are. What happened on Twitter, Tay? Well, somebody that I considered at best an acquaintance saw my tweets about my MANventory list and said, this is why you're single. Any woman that has a list of requirements is always super single and she doesn't know what a real relationship is. She doesn't realize what really it takes to make a relationship work. I was like, first of all, I am single because I left someone who cheated on me. And 2, I don't see the point in dating when I'm moving to California in less than 6 months. So I'm single by choice right now. I'm also still not 100% healed from what happened. So that's why I'm single, not because I have these astronomical standards. This list has nothing to do with, yeah, girl, I'm only gonna date somebody who's at least 6'3", no shorter, has to make at least 6 figures. You know, he doesn't have to be an athlete, an actor, or a rapper, but that'd be nice. He has to have graduated from an Ivy League school or an HBCU at least. You know, he has to want to buy me gifts on at least a weekly basis. None of that. Like, there is a difference between having standards and having unrealistic expectations. Like, no, I don't have like requirements for race. Like, I know you guys see my thirsty tweets on Twitter. You know, a lot of the men that I do tweet a lot about do happen to be Caucasian, but you also see the tweets where I openly lust after Michael B. Jordan and John Boyega, The Rock. Like, what is... You know, I've dated men of all races, so that's not there. I think the only superficial thing that's on this list is probably my age requirement, and I will get into that and why that exists as we go down this list. I was inspired to write this from this book. My friend, Dr. Tony Ortega, he is a psychotherapist here in New York City. I've known him for, I think, about 2 or 3 years now. Absolutely adore this man. He wrote this book. It's a self-help book. And one of the exercises was to write out exactly what you want in a partner. And this person decided to get so in his feelings at the fact that I would have a written out list of what I want in somebody that I'm going to ultimately choose to spend my life with. Like, I'm not looking for a playmate. I'm not looking for somebody to have fun with. I'm looking for a life partner. Like, I'm gonna be 37 in April. Like, I'm not here to play around. So you are all in your feelings because I know what I will and will not tolerate. The insecurity is strong with this one. He's already been blocked on all social media. I don't expect him to watch this video, and this video is not for him. This video is for my subscribers who asked this question, and I'm here to answer it for you. And I also want to put this out there, one, because I'm putting it out into the universe, so let's see what happens. And two, I think it's important for women my age, younger women of all ages really, to honestly sit and think down about what you want in the person that is you're going to go to bed with and wake up next to every morning. You know, marriage isn't for everybody. I get that. I do want to be married one day. Some people are like, I could be with somebody for years and years and years the rest of my life and we never need to sign that paper. That's fine. That's fine. It's not what this is about. The thing that made me so angry about this person and his reaction, it's like, you honestly expect me to just say, excuse my language, fuck my intuition, fuck my self-worth and my self-respect, and just happily accept any man that comes along, like even if he's a complete asshole, even if he's irresponsible, even if he has no drive and doesn't want to do anything with his life. I'm just supposed to sit there and be happy that any man is paying attention to me. And this is not the first time that this has come up, and I think it's disgusting. No, we do not have to tolerate that. Let's move on to more positive things, and let's get into this list, and let me get into this food because I am starving. That's why it's mukbang. I'm going to try to be mindful and not speak with my mouth full, because I know some people are sensitive to that. So I don't know why I dated this. I wrote this on May 28th of 2018, so Memorial Day weekend. I said spiritual. I am Buddhist. I also believe in several metaphysical things. I've read A Course in Miracles, which is a metaphysical text. I prefer somebody who believes in something that is bigger than them and uses that as a motivation to do what it is they want to do in this life. I want someone who's sexual. We gonna get a little PG-13 up in here. I am a woman who, even though it's been quite some time, I enjoy sex, have a high sex drive. I've actually been shamed for it. Like, I've had partners where it's like, really? I don't think it's abnormal to want it more than twice a month. I just want somebody whose drive matches mine, basically. Health conscious. I am someone who, as you see, I'm eating pizza and I'm also eating vegetables. You know, I take multivitamins, I do work out. For the most part, I'm very aware of what is going on in my body. I'm a Black woman, so my risk for like type 2 diabetes, hypertension, all of those things goes up just by the nature of my genetics. So I keep on top of all of that. I actually just had a physical, and I want to be with somebody who, honestly, somebody I can go to the gym with, somebody who won't turn up their nose if I'm cooking a healthy meal. I want somebody who I don't have to convince to take care of themselves because they're already doing that on their own. I've been with people where I've had to do that, and that struggle is way too real. I do not want to do it. Someone who's romantic. I want somebody who knows what they need in order to feel loved. If anybody cannot answer that question when they are asked it, that means that they don't know themselves and they're really not ready to be in a relationship. So I want somebody who knows themselves enough, and somebody who is physically and emotionally demonstrative. That means, again, I want someone who's affectionate, somebody who knows that words and actions go hand in hand. They're not mutually exclusive. I want somebody who enjoys affection, is emotionally stable. I want somebody who is even-tempered. Like, you're not going to pick up any type of bric-a-brac and throw it at me in the middle of an argument. Emotionally available. I have dealt, the last 2 boyfriends, serious boyfriends that I have been emotionally unavailable. I want somebody who knows beyond a shadow of a doubt that they're ready for love, they're ready to take me in, and there will always be baggage from other relationships, but they are able to recognize when that's taking place. And also, they must be completely available. None of this, I'm separated. None of this, I just filed for divorce. No, I want the divorce to be final. Or no, you're not living with your ex. No, when you find your own place, then you and I can have a discussion. But there will be none of this overlap, because I've been in those situations and it's not cute, and I end up being the one that's hurt. So absolutely not. Lives within driving distance. My last relationship was long distance. I was here in New York City. He first was he was in the army, so he was over in South Korea. And then when he got back, he went back to Kansas City. So ample opportunity for him to cheat. And also, as someone who loves physical affection and attention, that was very, very difficult to have to wait every 2-3 months to be with the person that I wanted to be intimate with. So I want somebody that I can drive to see whenever I can. What else? Proud to publicly claim me, because in my last relationship, this person hid me. He told me I couldn't tag him on anything on Facebook, again, because he was trying to portray himself as single, found out later. And he also had a valid excuse, I thought. He said because he was separated, not divorced from his wife. The army only sees in black and white. So even if you are legally separated, you're still married. And if there's any evidence of another relationship, he could get in trouble. My father is in the army, so I thought that was protocol, so I agreed to it. He told me that there would come a day where we could be public, and I fell for it like an idiot. I will not be doing that again. If I need to be hidden, that's not a relationship I need to be in. Now, do I feel the need for you to splash our relationship all over Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, what have you? No. Working on his personal growth. We're always striving, or should be striving, to evolve and become the best versions of ourselves. This doesn't mean that he has to be reading self-help books every day. Doesn't mean he has to be a monk. It just means that he recognizes his weaknesses and is working on his strengths and wants to grow, wants to be better, wants to see how far he can go, wants to unlock his potential. That is very sexy to me. That doesn't matter to some people. It matters to me. Responsive to my needs, open-minded, tolerant, and an ally of the LGBTQIA community. Most of my friends are gays, lesbians, trans, non-binary individuals, bisexual individuals, and I refuse to date somebody that I cannot bring into those spaces. I refuse to date somebody who says, oh, I have no problem with them, I just don't agree with their lifestyle. How do you not agree with how someone was born? And it's not like being vegan, where you could eat meat if you wanted to, you just choose not to. That's not how homosexuality works. Contrary to your belief, that's not how it happens. There are scientific studies that prove that people are born homosexual. The minute that flies out of somebody's mouth, I'm out the door. Does not smoke, herb, or drink excessively. I'm sitting here with my Diet Coke and rum. I have no problem with marijuana. I'm moving to a state where it is legal. Full disclosure, I have partaken, not since I was out there. If you abuse anything to the point where it's interfering with your life, your day-to-day functions, it's hindering you in any way, no. I grew up with an alcoholic father. I refuse to marry an alcoholic. We're not repeating that cycle. Honest, spontaneous. I want someone who wants to spice things up, and just in life in general. It's like, hey, we've never tried this thing, let's try this thing. Somebody who's down to try new things, somebody that likes a bit of adventure. Not everything has to be completely by the book. We don't have to have a calendar up saying we only do things on this day, this day, this day. I already said loves to try new things, sexually adventurous, emotionally monogamous. Now, I have friends who are polyamorous and they find monogamy toxic. That's fine. It's not for me. I would like to only be with one person, and I want somebody who wants that for themselves. Physically active, attracted to my independence. That's a big one. That is a big one, because I have encountered so many people, women and men, who feed me this men need to be feeded line. And it's like, that's why independent women are always single, because they don't know how to make men feel like men. I actually had a friend of mine who I dated in high school, and we lost touch after he got married, which was for the best. And when he was going through his divorce, he contacted me. And we remained close until he remarried. The reason that he didn't get with me and marry me, because I'm Buddhist. His parents are fundamentalist Christians, and he's like, that would cause a rift between my parents. You're 40 years old and you're trying to appease your parents? Anyway. It's like, it's not because you have any problems with me being Buddhist. It's because your parents would take issue with that, and you don't have the balls to stand up to them and be like, this is the woman that I choose. So you either respect her or we'll just say goodnight. Anything like that. No. He just couldn't do that. So, and it's for the best because he showed his true colors later on. But I remember telling him about me going to California and not really worried about dating. It's like, I'm just going to focus on my career and doing the things that I love and trusting the universe to lead me that way. And he was like, I love the thought of you out there, you know, not needing a man. I find your independence so sexy. And the same person who not a month earlier was like, I need to feel needed. I've dated guys who have a hero complex and they feel lost because I don't need to be saved. I want somebody that appreciates that. It would make things so much easier. Here's the age thing. Between 30 and 42 years old. Now, and people are like, oh, well, age doesn't equal maturity. You're damn right, because I've met men my age and older who still act like they're in their 20s. And I'm glad I don't speak to them anymore. But most of the men that I dealt with last year, like the two guys that I was actually interested in after my last relationship, I was like, what was I thinking? They were both in their 20s and just not thinking about long-term anything. And I'm like, nope, we're not doing this. Never again. Like, even some of my crushes. Like, I remember Zac Efron turned 30 last year, and I was like, oh, he's of legal age now. I joke with people now, it's like, you all know how much I love Bradley Martin. He turns 30 in May. I'm like, oh, he'll be legal. Supportive and encouraging. You know, I have goals that I want to reach. I truly believe your partner should be one of your biggest cheerleaders, not over here feeling salty because you're making moves and they're not. Again, I've been in situations where I'm doing all of these things are happening for me, and my boyfriend is over here being a bitter Betty. I don't want to go through that again. And on the same token, has his own goals that he's working towards. You know? Now, I had a conversation with one of my exes who was in town this past week. he enjoys his job, but isn't interested in climbing the corporate ladder. Me, when I was younger, it was like, we have to end this relationship right now. I can't be with anybody who's not ambitious. But now, looking back, I'm like, that's him. Just because I'm ambitious, like, I want to own my own business. I want to be a CEO. I want to be my own boss. It's not for me to put that on someone else. Like, you should want this. You should be doing this. No. Instead of getting with somebody and trying to force them to change to fit who I am, I just want to find somebody who already is that. And I want to make a caveat with that too. Before I get to the last thing on this list, I noticed that a lot of people will get into these relationships because you can't help who you fall in love with, and I totally understand that. But I noticed that some people get into relationships and they try to change the person that they're with. This has happened with my bestie. I just described it. That was me. And I'm just like, why don't you find somebody who has the traits that you want? It's like guys who tell me I don't like makeup. Okay, well, go find you a barefaced bitch and leave me alone. You know, if you don't want someone who wears makeup, go find somebody who prefers not to wear makeup and fall for them. You know, I don't want somebody who wears wigs. Well, then go find you someone who wears their natural hair out all the time, all day, every day, and get away from me. Like, I'm not changing for you. I have friends who desperately want to be parents, and yet they keep getting with people who say from jump, I do not want to be a mother. I do not want to be a father. And they sit back and think, oh, I can change them. If they love me, then they'll... No. And actually, this ties in with the last thing on this list is I want somebody who knows from jump that they want to be a husband and a father. I'm not going to get into a relationship with somebody that I feel I have to convince. I don't know why I did bunny ears with convince. I'm not going to get into a relationship with somebody that I feel I have to convince to want those things. I want somebody who knows that. Like, I joke about the men that I lust after in Hollywood. You know, all of them, the ones that I talk about on a constant basis with my friends, they all have stated they want to be married, they want to be fathers. You know, again, parenthood, marriage, it's not for everybody. But this idea that your love can change somebody, that you can influence somebody to want something that they've never wanted, you are the rule. Don't waste your life hoping that you'll be the exception. Move on and find somebody who wants the things that you want. I know it's hard. It's lonely out here in these streets. Life is too precious to settle for something that's less than what you want, less than what you deserve. I've been through too much to settle. I value myself too much. I value my happiness too much. I value my mental health and emotional health too much to settle. I will not tolerate a liar. I will not tolerate a cheater. I will not tolerate an addict. I will not tolerate an asshole. I will not tolerate somebody who is intolerant. I will not tolerate somebody who blames everybody else for his problems instead of going within. Because I've done that. I've settled. And that's why I'm single. I was just accepting whatever came my way. And for some reason, that seems to be the mentality that this dude who went off on me on Twitter had. That I should just sit back and accept any crumb of attention that any man pays me. And I should just hop on the first dude that says, what's good? This is what I want to close out with. No one else is responsible for your happiness. The only person that can make you happy is you. Life is too short to wait around for somebody else to come in, and that's when you decide to be happy. Because people are going to disappoint you, and you need to know how to live on your own. You need to maintain your sense of self, even if you are part of a couple. And I'm going to end it there. My food is getting cold. I will see you guys in my next video. Take care. Love yourself. Can't nobody love you better than you. I will see you in the next one. I know that there are a million videos you could have watched today. I humbly thank you for coming to slay.